Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Well, today I'm going to take the RGT off-road rock crawler out now for its test drive. Now, I did do an unboxing overview of this truck a couple of weeks ago. Of course, I was in the process of moving, so that's why it's taken so long to get an actual drive review up for this truck. But if you want to check that video out, it tells you all the accessories that comes with this, the battery, all the information, you know, oil-filled shocks, all the stuff I went over on this truck, and you know, everything that comes in the box. And I also demonstrated the lights. You can probably see them here, these white LEDs. It's got turn signals, which if I turn the controller, you'll see them blink. And it does it in the rear as well. And you can flash those as hazard lights. You can make the headlights flash, all that stuff. And I demonstrate all that in the actual unboxing and overview. So make sure you check that video out if you want to know everything that comes with this guy. Now here is the Dumbo RC Controller. Really nice hobby grade controller that's much better than you typically get on these little rock crawlers like this. That's one reason why the price on this truck's a little bit more, because this is really nice, good range, very sensitive. I just barely touch the throttle. I can get it to go because everything's fully proportional. So that's, you know, it's well worth the extra money to get a really good controller on something like this, you know. Now you can see this mirror's kind of hanging here. It's a little bit busted. I need to glue it back. That's why it's kind of hanging on its side. But my only real complaint on this truck is, aside from the fact that it tends to kind of ride a wheelie and it just stops and starts so abruptly, which isn't a big deal. My only real complaint is the steering is not very good. It's got a servo. It is fully proportional. But when you get it out there and drive it, it's just hard to get the steering to recenter. It's constantly kind of out of whack. And when you put it in reverse, it's always turning. You'll see that when we go drive it down here. But, you know, I mean, I don't know how big of a deal that's going to be for what it does. But it doesn't have the best steering set up. And really, it's just the design of it. You could replace the servo. I don't think it's the servo. It's just the design of this. So I'm at my in-laws' house. I wanted to wait till I got here to do it because I got a little trail here, though it's kind of blocked off by some tree limbs. There's this hill here. Some places that we can actually go around here and actually drive this and actually test it out much better than where I was at my old house. So I'm going to go ahead and put it down here and we'll drive it around. So let's set it down. Let's back up here so we can get it in view, and let's take it out here. I'm already kind of stuck on a limb. There we go. Made its way out. Now this is just a brushed motor. We got a limb here stuck on it, so I'm going to pull that out. The limb's stuck on the truck. Here it got caught up into the axle. A tree limb did. But you know, these rock crawlers, brushed motors are pretty common because these are not meant for speed. Oh, rolled it over. So a brush motor is perfectly fine. So I wouldn't even worry about trying to upgrade this truck to something brushless. It doesn't really need the brushless power. That's about half throttle. Let's see, so it's a little bit top heavy. That's why I'm trying to take it easy so I don't roll it. Oh, and we did it again. So as you can see, it's a little bit top heavy. Let's take it down this way and drive it down in here. You can see down here there's some shade where those lights will be a little easier. You guys can probably make out the lights now. And there's a turn signal. Got some leaves stuck on it. Yeah, it's rolled it and all the way back around. So you can see on the steep incline, and you're turning, it's a bit top heavy, so it does roll quite a bit. It's got some leaves stuck to it again. Another limb stuck to it down here. They worked that out. It got all the way up into the body. I was slowing it down. So you can see it really stops abruptly. I made it almost want to flip. Again, this is really meant for going about this speed, really. It can go, actually, that's full speed. I'll show you guys here. Full speed, that's full speed. It goes along pretty good. It's going to make it easier to roll it. So just take it easy. no reason to go full speed up these hills. This isn't a high-speed stunt car. Take it over these rocks. Back it up a little bit. It's getting stuck on a few of these. It's got a limb. Let's make sure that's gone now. These limbs tend to get caught up inside of the body of this truck. But you can see it really is abrupt to stop. But overall, it's a pretty cool truck and pretty fun. It's not perfect, but if you're looking for a first rock crawler with a good controller, with really nice lights, pretty good power, now we rolled it again. This wouldn't be a bad choice. Just keep in mind it is going to roll over quite easily because of the rudder. I get this limb stuck. This limb is stuck in. Well, it's getting. You guys can't really see it there, but I'm getting limbs stuck in it quite a bit. There's a lot of debris in this back here, and these limbs get caught up in the axle and the body quite easily. This truck's also got really nice soft rubber tires, which you want, very soft, really good for grip and traction. That's one reason why it almost jumps a wheelie. It has such really good traction. Plus, you know, there's no play. You can't roll the wheels at all. It just instantly, the gearing just stops it, and it just goes. And it's good for power and instant acceleration like that, but it doesn't give you any. It doesn't give you any rolling to let the truck actually come to a stop. It's an instant brake. Like, it doesn't even need the ESC really to brake it as much as it just, as soon as the motor stops turning, everything stops. This candy apple red is really sharp. It looks really awesome. They make this in, I think, 2 other body styles and colors. Not familiar with this brand, but it seems pretty well built too. So we're caught up on limbs again. These limbs, these little tree limbs, really are getting caught up in the body of this guy. Oh, rode a wheelie. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take it over this way over here and try driving it down over this little hill and stuff down here. Now we can get down in some shade over here. Not so bad back down here in the shade out of the sun. You guys can see how this works. So yeah, I'm not really noticing any issues with the steering, even though I noticed inside that it really gets, you know, it's not real precise, and it does tend to get knocked out of place a little bit. I've not had any issues driving it. A lot of these cars, you get knocked out of the steering, and you notice it because they're higher speed cars, and you see you're doing, you know, speed laps, and you're seeing it pulling, and I don't notice it with this. So really, I can't even really complain about that because it hasn't bothered me one bit. Now, if I put it in reverse, you guys will see how it turns. See, it's like it's dragging, and the steering's got enough play that when you put it in reverse, it's always turning. So keep that in mind. It's not going to go in reverse in a straight line. It's going to turn itself. Again, the way that the steering is designed, along with the drag from the tires. So, got some more leaves stuck on it. This debris out here is just really easy to get caught on this truck. You can also see, watch when I give it a gas, how it kind of jumps as it comes to a stop, because it's just stopping so immediately. You can almost, if I go reverse and forward, you'll see I could ride a little wheelie. Let me try that again. Let's go reverse. Now, sometimes you can ride a little wheelie because it comes to such an abrupt stop. Let's see if I can get it in the shade here and it'll show up. I'll back up. You guys can see the lights before we end this again, in case you don't want to watch the other video. There's the headlights, and there is the right turn signal and the left turn signal. Let's turn it around so you guys can see the rear. And there's the turn signals. And if you press in on like this little button right here, the channel 3, I think that's going to make it, they all flash. Now we got hazard lights, and those will flash the entire time. Because this Dumbo RC is multi-channels, it allows you to switch that stuff. And now it's lit up blue. Now I'll turn it off and it'll go back off and just work with the steering. This little channel 4 here will let you go like to the middle, and I think they'll flash the headlights. And all the way back, if you want to conserve some battery power, you can turn the lights off completely and just use the turn signals. I like the headlights on. So this uses a nickel cadmium battery pack. It does not use a LiPo, but it uses a Dean's plug. I don't think there'd be a problem putting a 2S LiPo in here, but you do have to worry because you're jumping up from 7.2 volts to 8.4 fully charged, and you might burn the electronics. I don't think you would, but keep that in mind that you could. So I would stick with this battery, because at the end of the day, the LiPo is going to give you a little more punchiness, going to give you a little bit more top speed, but this truck's not meant for that. Got tree limbs, more limbs caught in there. And I just don't think there's a reason to upgrade the battery in this. But if you have 2S LiPos sitting around, or lithium ions, you might want to consider trying one out. But if you don't need to, I wouldn't, just because you don't know what it could do to that ESC. It could fry it, but it probably won't. All right, guys, that wraps up the drive review of the RGT. Really cool looking off-road rock crawler. If you have any questions, be sure to ask it in the comment section. Be sure to subscribe, click that bell so you know when I do upload a new video. And as always, guys, have a wonderful day.
The power of the dark side.